It's an absolutely beautiful morning here at Worksop, quite early in the day too. I'm trying to get here and get done before the locals wake up. But it's a lovely morning. It's been quite misty and murky overnight, but that mist and murk is lifting now to a blue sky, and we're going to be in for some warmth. On the walls of Worksop Priory, hidden behind the trees, I'm hoping to have a good count of Leiobunum species A. August the 31st today, so any counts now will be made while there's still aggregations that have built up over the last few weeks. In a couple of weeks' time, they'll pair off and go their separate ways. So we'll see how many we can find on the walls of this most magnificent building. Well, before I go and start and have a walk looking for Leiobunum species A on the walls of the Priory itself, I'm going to have a look on the walls of the Gatehouse here. Dillis and I never recorded Leiobunum species A on the walls of the Gatehouse, either in the archway, the interior bit that you can see, or on the exterior walls. We used to get a Pilio here occasionally, but to be honest, this place became somewhere where you didn't want to frequent. It was just used as a public toilet and as a drug taking den, but thankfully the Priory has now gated it off, so there's no access for those kind of activities. And so I'm going to have a quick walk around now before Worksop wakes up properly. Well, lots of places for Leiobunum species A to tuck itself away in, but there's none here at all, as usual. Say, Dennis and I never recorded it on here, but no sign of any other harvestman on the walls of the Priory Gatehouse here. It always seems strange why it's not on here. Same kind of building, same stone as it is on the Priory, not 100 yards away. But onto the Priory itself now. Hopefully we should have some decent aggregations. Well, our first aggregation is here, and it's a good number too. I'll see if I can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, without one moving, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 26, 27 on that top lip. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 40, 42, 45, 48, 50, 52, 56, 60, 65, 69. Altogether, from what I can count. I have took a photo, so I might be able to check that. But 69, that's a nice start. And here's just part of that 69. You can see the white knees, which means that they still have another molt to go. I thought that most would be adults by now, but they aren't. There's certainly a molt on from last time, but still got one more molt to go, and that will take place in September. There's a little bit of reorganising. It's amazing how one doesn't set the other ones off. And that's an immature male, the one that's gone top left of the screen. These are wonderfully approachable today, and that's purely because the wall is cool. The sun hasn't got round onto it and not warmed the walls up, and so these are less flighty. Normally they're incredibly flighty and will disperse long before I've got the camera right in amongst this aggregation of 69. And of course these will have been wandering the walls overnight after being here throughout the day yesterday, And now, as dawn approached, they would have started to congregate back up. Another smaller aggregation here, taking us up to a total of 85. None of these are mature again. Well, just this first section, just to the left of the entrance here at Worksop Priory, an account of 99 in 3 aggregations along this bit. Now chances are on the other side of the entrance things are going to be a little bit more active, because the sun has probably already got to work on any aggregations that are around there. So 99 here, which if I remember right is well up on last month's visit. I was right. A big aggregation, and now I've got a hell of a lot of counting to do. Well, this large aggregation has split up, as I thought it would, with having already taken in some of the sun's warmth, and then now starting to re-congregate. They don't split far and wide, they only go like a couple of feet away at most, either up the wall or off to the sides, and so we've now got lots of retangling and realigning of legs. Well, that's this section, the southern section of Worksop Priory covered now, and apart from the one large aggregation of, funny enough, 69 individuals this side of the entrance. The entrance just juts out from one of the main 2 towers at the front of the Priory. There's been no others in the usual places, and certainly in a couple of places where I had a handful of individuals last time I came here. So we're well on our way to the target of over 200. And considering that last time I came here there were more Leiobunum species they found on the northern side of the Priory for the first time too than on this southern side, then a good count is again very much on the cards. This is the newer eastern section here at Worksop Priory, beautifully built and very much in harmony with the old part of Worksop Priory. I'll drop another view in that shows the two, but the smoother sandstone walls of this eastern part of the Priory has proved, well, unusual to find Leiobunum species A on it, and the only ones we ever had on here were at the time later in the year when the aggregations break up and males and females go their separate ways. They go off to mate and the females ultimately look for sites to lay eggs. So nothing on here today, and I'll continue around now to the northern side and hopefully we'll get a few more over there. One or two warblers working their way through the side of the river right and to my left and to your right, but just under that archway there in the shade of Worksop Priory there's another aggregation of 28 individuals. That's a regular site. It's been pretty much every year there's been an aggregation build up there. Can't remember how many was under that particular arch last time I came, but 28 today continues the total on very nicely. So now it's down this northern side of the Priory. More tucked away in here. A lot of reorganising now that someone's put a bright light on the situation. All under one of the arches is this small aggregation here. If I can quickly count, we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think we've got 11 here. I'll take a photo just to make sure. I do always like to count accurately. I know some people like to round numbers off. I used to do the same if I was watching birds and counting birds on visible migration. If 1,400 73 went through. I didn't round it up to 1,475 because those 2 extra ones that I would have added on I didn't see. And it's the same with anything that I record, and Leiobunum species A is no exception. I like accuracy. People want accurate data, and that's what I've always tried to leave behind for when I'm long gone. Brilliant views here of a mature male. Mature male means no white knees, same with females. And upper surface of the males on their smaller bodies is this dark sort of emerald green. The ocularium area is dark to almost black, and the front part of the upper surface, as you can see around the ocularium, is a dark orangey brown. Females, larger bodied, have very dark sort of dorsal stripe down the length of the body, and the rest of the body is made of beautiful sort of creamy white marbling interspersed with flecks of darker colours. This male is affording us a rare opportunity of seeing one in sunlight. They avoid the sunlight and will tuck themselves away in more shaded areas. Well, Worksop's waking up, so it's time for me to go now, but I have counted 260 Leiobunum species A on the walls of the Priory that you can see behind me, and that's up 57 on the last visit here. So by the time I come sometime in September, the aggregations may well have started to split up, but it just depends what part of September I turn up in. But a nice count, and pleased that numbers have increased. We're getting back to the high numbers that we had several years ago. They did drop off here a number of years, but that was largely due to a cold spell of weather several winters ago, and then the dry period that we had in 2022 didn't do them much good, but they seem to have made a comeback, well and truly made a comeback, and that's exactly what I'll be doing again in a couple of weeks' time.